Hi everyone, my name is Henry Woods, and together with Dylan and Willis, we researched urban encroachment, which is basically how expanding cities are damaging ecosystems and what can be done to reduce that impact. In my section, I'm going to explain what urban encroachment actually is, what causes it, how it affects ecosystems, and how cities can use green urban planning to help solve the problem. Alright, so kind of defining urban encroachment and its causes. So, urban encroachment happens when cities spread outward into areas that used to be forests, wetlands, or grasslands, to name a few. It's when human development replaces natural land with things like buildings, roads, and other infrastructure. There are a few main reasons this happens. The first being population growth, obviously. As more people move into cities, we need a lot more housing and resources. The second is economic development, which often focuses on building new things without thinking much about environmental costs. And the third is poor urban planning. Uh, this is where cities keep expanding outward instead of building smarter and using the space they have more efficiently. And then a little fact: according to the EPA, the U.S. has already lost around 30% of its wetlands because of urban development, which shows how serious this issue has become. All right, so the devastating impact on natural ecosystems. So, urban encroachment causes a lot of damage to the environment. One big issue is habitat loss. When natural areas get destroyed or broken up, animals lose their homes and food sources. In fact, around 80% of threatened species in the U.S. are affected by habitat destruction. Another problem is biodiversity loss. As cities expand, species get isolated from one another, and ecosystems can't function the same way. For example, in parts of the Amazon, urban expansion has reduced local biodiversity by nearly 20%. And then it also causes environmental problems for people, like more pollution, flooding, and poor water quality because there's less natural land to absorb the rainfall or filter the water. Path forward, um, green urban planning. So, a realistic way to slow down urban encroachment is through green urban planning, which is when cities grow in a way that protects the environment instead of replacing it. This includes things like protected green belts around cities to stop development in certain areas, urban forest projects that add trees and improve air quality, and stricter zoning laws that limit suburban sprawl. By using these strategies, cities can still grow, but in a smarter, more sustainable way that protects both people and the ecosystems. That's the overview of urban encroachment, what causes it, and how green urban planning can help. Next, Willis is going to talk more about how effective these solutions really are and what challenges they face.
The green planning approach has many strengths that go beyond just helping the environment. It plays an important role in improving public health, climate resilience, and overall well-being in communities. First, it supports ecosystem protection by safeguarding species, maintaining biodiversity, and keeping natural systems healthy. Second, it helps with risk reduction by lowering environmental dangers like flooding and heat buildup in cities. Trees can even cool urban areas by as much as 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Finally, it enhances well-being by improving air quality, providing spaces for recreation, and reducing stress and anxiety levels up to 15%. Overall, green planning not only benefits nature, but also creates healthier and more livable cities for people. Although green planning has many benefits, it also comes with some challenges and costs. One major issue is the high initial cost. Buying land for green belts and starting large restoration projects require a lot of public funding. Another challenge is developer resistance. When strict zoning laws limit where businesses can build, some developers push back because it affects profits. Lastly, there are maintenance demands. Since urban forests and green spaces need ongoing care, which must be included in city budgets. However, even though these challenges exist, the long-term savings from reduced damage caused by floods, heat, and other disasters often make the investment work worth
Long-term
it.
implications and limitations. So this timeline shows an ecosystem recovering, which can take 20 to 50 years. So the implications of greenhouse planning are significant. It promotes long-term ecosystem recovery, helping species rebound and make cities more resilient to climate change. It can also save money by reducing disaster costs. Think of eco-friendly cities and attracting visitors. However, limitations do exist. Ecosystem recovery is very slow. For example, zoning laws need support from both residents and officials, which is government, which isn't always guaranteed. Still, the potential for sustainable cities make this worth pursuing. Conclusion. In conclusion, urban encroachment is destroying our ecosystems, threatening biodiversity, and increasing environmental risks. Our solution is a green urban planning with green belts, urban forest, and stricter zoning, which offers a practical way to balance growth and conservation. By supporting local policies and community, we can protect our ecosystems and build sustainable cities. It's now up to us. Protecting ecosystems starts with smaller cities. Thank you. And then here's our bibliography.